Hello everyone, we are solving question number 43 from GATE 2015. It says, match the cells in group 1 with their corresponding entries in group 2. So we have mast cells, natural killer cells, neutrophils and dendritic cells in group 1, and we have to match their corresponding entries or their corresponding action in group 2. So before solving the question, let's understand what function these cells perform in the body. So here are the different cells and their respective function. First one is mast cells. Mast cell function during allergy and inflammation. They are one of the antigen presenting cells. They also help in immunomodulation. And in exosomes, they interact with molecules like MHC class 2 and ICAMs. Then we have neutrophils. Neutrophil function as cytotoxic cells. They kill the incoming bacterial cell or infection or any of the bacterial antigen. They have phenotypic plasticity. So depending upon the requirement or depending upon the signal they get, they act on that particular signal accordingly. And they also are a part of vascular remodeling. So in microvesicles, they are antibacterial. They immediately try to kill the bacterial, the incoming bacteria. And in ectosomes, they interact with effectin and MMPs and provide a required immune response. Coming to the macrophages, they are one of the you can say cell eating or foreign antigen eating cells. They generally involve in phagocytosis. They eat up the entire foreign cell like bacteria or the antigen and provide the respective immune response. They also act on inflammation, and they also provide phenotypic plasticity, that is depending upon the signal they get, they act on that signal accordingly. Then we have eosinophils. They are also cells that get activated during allergies and cytotoxicity, and once the granules are formed, they release interferon gamma and interleukins LAMP2 and LAMP3 and tumor necrosis factor alpha. So eosinophils also create cytotoxic environment for the incoming antigen. Then we have natural killer cells. They are also cytotoxic cells. They also kill the incoming antigen, incoming virus or incoming pathogen directly. In exosome, they identify CD56 and bind to that and act accordingly. They also interact with perforins. So this is just an overview of few cells. In the next slide also we have different immune system cells and their respective function. So if you could see here, first one is dendritic cells. These are the sentinels of the immune system, part of the body's first line defense against the threat. So dendritic cells are the part of innate immune system. They act immediately. They are found on the part of body that integrate between the internal as well as the external. That means skin, stomach, lungs. Check the body for the antigen. So they are the ones like they are basically the guard of the body. The moment you have any antigen exposure, dendritic cells act immediately. They are the bridge between the internal as well as the external. They are on the skin, they are on the stomach, they are on the lungs. So the air we breathe, if we have any antigen during that, they act upon it. If there through food there is something, then they act on accordingly in stomach, and if there is some exposure through skin, they act accordingly. Also, if you come here, you will have different cells like macrophages, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, mast cells, lymphocyte, monocyte, and natural killer cells, and their functions are written here. So, for example, for macrophages, again, phagocytosis, they are the antigen presenting cell to T cells. Then we have neutrophils, they are also phagocytosis. They lead to degranulation, discharge of contents of the cells. So they discharge the content, they delete it, they disintegrate it, and then released as a form of granules. Then we have eosinophils. They also lead to degranulation. They release the enzyme and growth factor and cytokines. Then we have basophils. They also lead to degranulation. They release of histamine enzymes and cytokines. Then we have mast cells. They also lead to degranulation. They release histamine enzyme and cytokines. Then we have T cells, T helper cells, which get activated by MHC class. Which one? Class 1 or class 2? So it is T helper cells. They get activated by the exogenous antigen and they activate class 2 and then activate the immune response. Then we have cytotoxic T cells, which is activated by MHC class 1 through endogenous antigen pathway and leads to cell destruction. Then we have monocytes that differentiate into macrophages and dendritic cells to elicit an immune response. Then we have natural killer cells, which are they are involved in tumor rejection. They lead to destruction of infected cell, the release of perforin and granzyme, which induce apoptosis. So natural killer cell also lead to cell death. Likewise, we have RBC and thymocytes here, where RBC, they are also known as erythrocytes. They develop in the adult bone marrow and fetal liver. They deliver oxygen to the various body part. They are the barriers against the infection, bacteria and blood parasite. They modulate the immune system response. So RBC are also there. Then we have platelets. Platelets produced in the body, in the bone marrow. Normal platelet count in a person is around 1,50,000 to 4,50,000 per microliter of the blood. Low platelet count increase bleeding, vulnerability. High platelet count causes stroke. So they generally stop bleeding during the blood vessel damage. They are responsible for blood clotting, and they contribute to wound healing. Then B cells, they are essential component of humoral immune response. They develop into the bone marrow and get mature in the spleen. Then they contain a receptor protein called B cell receptor. They generate antibody to the specific antigen and they initiate specific response to the antigen. They also make memory B cells so that there is a secondary immune response whenever there is a re-administration of the same antigen. So likewise, we have a list of all the immune system cell and their respective function. If I'm missing anyone, you can check this slide and read the functions again. And coming back to the question where they have asked that what all these 4 type of cells do in the body. So coming to the first one, which is mast cells, they are the ones that they get activated during the allergy. They also leads to degranulation. So if you come to the first one, mast cells, and if you could see here, they have defense against the helminthic infection. So they act on the allergies. Then we have natural killer cells. As I say, they are the cytotoxic cells, and in exosome they lead to expression of CD56. They are linked with the expression of CD56. Then we have neutrophils. Neutrophils are the cells that are also phagocytotic in nature. They also lead to degranulation and they contains eosinophilic granules, which ultimately leads to apoptosis or death of the cells. Then we have dendritic cells. Dendritic cells are the ones that have membrane-like projections. They are the ones that we generally say have a hand-like structures which are protruding outwards, and these projection helps to engulf the incoming antigen. So they are the cells that are part of innate immune system. So S6. So answer here is B. That is, all the options are matching here. Okay, so here's the answer for this question.